up, you guys? Charity here. And if you are in ministry, whether you are a pastor of a small church, a visionary, or someone who just works on the church media team, listen up. If you're wanting to get started on TikTok, or let's just say you're already on the platform, but you're not seeing any growth and you feel stagnant, watch this 60-minute training that I did just for you. I'm going to be teaching you how to get started on the platform, how to create engaging content, and how to maintain your preference. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. All right, welcome to TikTok for Ministry Workshop. My name is Charity. I am your favorite TikTok business coach. This is something God laid on my heart to do, is to host the TikTok for Ministry Workshop. Some of you guys don't know me personally. I have worked with brands from all over the world, helping them with their social media campaigns, helping them with their brand awareness, conversions. For some of you guys, who all have businesses? If you have a business, put a 1 in the chat for me. Let me see who's all on here. And if you are strictly in ministry, put a 2 in the chat for me. I've worked with brands from all over the world. I've had companies to hire me to physically make videos for them. And then I've also had brands such as like Taylor Brands. They hired me for 2 years, you guys, to work with them on how they can reach the millennial and Gen Zs and starting their business. I've worked with, if you guys notice some of these companies on here, I've kind of been all over the place when it comes down to brands, working with brands, but I enjoy doing this. I enjoy social media. God has given me grace in this area. He has given me grace. And so I'm here today to talk to you guys about TikTok for ministry and how you can really spread the good news on TikTok. But also I want to mention today as well that the things that we're going to learn today, you're going to be able to take those same principles and apply it to other platforms. It's just not strictly about TikTok. Yes, we're talking about TikTok, but you'll be able to take the principles and apply it to other platforms. Let's see, who do we have? Miss Vicky, she does ministry. Candace does both. My mom has a business. Crystal does both. Yes, we have business and ministry on here. Perfect. Love it. I've been praying and fasting about this workshop because I want to make sure that everything that I give you guys, I hear from God. And so during my fast, God led me to Queen Esther. And so I'm not going to go deep into Queen Esther because you guys know about her. But what God shared with me was that Queen Esther and Mordecai, Queen Esther used her platform to save her people. Hallelujah. She used her platform. God positioned her to use her platform to save the Jews. And so my question to you now is, will you use your platform? Will you use your platform that God has given you grace over to free the people, to save the people, to spread the good news, to inspire your community, to reach souls? What I've learned is that a lot of people, do not take social media serious. A lot of times we just hop on there and we either create content, mediocre content, right? And we just post it. But you guys, I really want you to take social media seriously, because Matthew, I believe it's, and some of you Bible scholars, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's Mark 16 and 15, I believe, where Jesus tells his disciples to go into the world and spread the good news. And I don't know about you guys, but I can't afford to go into all 4 corners of the world. But what I can do is take my cell phone that I have and spread the good news. I want you to be thinking about how you can use your platform to free the people, to save the people, whatever God has been calling you to do. So in today's class, we're going to be going over the basics. We're not going to spend too much time, because I feel like you can watch 1,000 YouTube videos on TikTok basics, getting started, the essentials. But we are going to cover some things that I feel like can drastically help your content. We're going to go over the content creation cheat code that I have for you guys, and how to maintain your presence. Leslie said, women embracing their spirituality. Yes. Again, I share with you guys, this is an interactive class. So we're going to do a few activities and group projects. By the end of this workshop, I will be offering you an opportunity to work with me. And so I like to be very clear and upfront at the beginning of any of my classes that at the end, I will be offering you an opportunity to work with me. I just want you guys to put a 1 in the chat box. If you're giving me permission to offer you, you don't have to accept it, but to offer you the opportunity to work with me, put a 1 in the chat box. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, thank you. Does this sound like you? Does this sound like you? When it comes down to social media, when it comes down to TikTok, you either want to start, but you don't know where to begin, or you feel stuck and overwhelmed, or the third one, you're not seeing any growth. Put a 1 if you're in the first box, a 2 in the second one, or a 3 if you don't see any growth when you're posting content. And we're not here to judge. I'm not here to judge anyone. I would just like to gauge where everybody is at. 1 if you want to start, but you don't know where to begin, you feel stuck, put a 2, or 3, you're posting content, but you're not seeing any growth. We have a lot of 3s on here. You're not seeing any growth. A few 1s and a few 2s. Oh, perfect. I also just want to make a little note that I do not teach perfection because I'm not perfect. And you might see me mess up a whole lot on this workshop, and that's okay. And that is another reason, that is one of the primary reasons why you should be on TikTok, is because TikTok loves imperfection. People love to see the real you. People love authenticity. And I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. You won't ever hear me talking about being perfect. Now, do I believe in moving in excellency? Absolutely. But being perfect, no. Another reason why you should be on TikTok is TikTok is one of the fastest growing apps. It is a disruptor app. Yes, Miss Vicky, it is recording. I do have it recorded. What's funny is that, and most of you guys know this, but Instagram, Facebook, Google, no one paid attention to TikTok. Oh, this is just a dancing app. But TikTok showed up on the scene and was like, we're here to stay. And we are a game changer. Because if you think about it, no one was really into short form vertical content until TikTok showed up on the scene. If you're wondering, there's 1 billion active users. 1 billion. There's 7 billion people on the earth, but there's 1 billion active daily users on the platform. So if you're wondering, is my target audience on here? Yes, they are. I read a research, and I'm gonna move on. I read a research that said only 43% of Gen Zs are on TikTok. The other percentage, they're on here. The other age group is on here. So I want to debunk some myths that we're hearing right now. So I know everyone's a little like, is the platform going to get banned? You know, at the end of the day, only God knows. Only God knows if TikTok is going to get banned. However, in my professional opinion, no. I do not believe TikTok is going to get banned, despite what we're seeing. You guys, I just want to also mention too, this is election year. We're going to see a lot of things in the atmosphere on social media. We're going to hear a lot of stuff, clickbaits to get you to click. I don't think TikTok is going away. And if it does, the methods that I'm going to teach you today is going to prepare you if that was to happen. So let's get started. If I'm not mistaken, I believe everyone on here has TikTok and they have already started posting. And again, we won't get too deep into the basics, but I do want to just talk about a few things that can really transform your page. And that's it. And that is, if you have, especially if you're in ministry, if you have like a logo for your profile picture, it's not going to make or break your account, but people tend to engage better when they actually see a picture of a person. Okay. So even if you have a ministry and your ministry has a TikTok page, take a picture of the young people, take a picture of a group of you guys sitting together and post it versus having somewhat of a logo. SEO hacks. When you key in business coach on TikTok, your girl page is going to be the first account that pops up. That's because SEO works. And what that is search engine optimization. What do you want to be known for? What do you specialize in? I read a research that more people go to TikTok, and all of us do it, right? We go into TikTok and we key in, let's say you key in hamburger recipes. How do you think the videos pop up for you to watch? It's because of SEO. And how I was able to do that is little things like incorporating keywords. Incorporating keywords. So you see that I have business here. That actually indexes on the platform. When I am posting content, I use a lot of business related hashtags. SEO is one of those little small things that you can do that will provide nuclear results. Now, I believe everybody on here has posted their very first video, but if you haven't, go ahead and post it. We all get the first video jitters. Utilize the draft option. It's there. I promise you it's going to help you. Utilize the draft section. I had, before this picture was taken, I had like 300 videos sitting in my drafts, just ready to go. And I accidentally deleted the app off my phone and lost all my drafts. Don't delete your app if you have a ton of drafts there. But go ahead and post your first video. Here's a rule of thumb. I have not done this exercise myself, but I've seen so many people verify this. Usually around between your 25th and 50th, that's a mouthful, 25th and 50th video, you'll see if you have a brand new account, you'll start seeing some traction there. Oh, Miss Vicky said I haven't. I wasn't sure what to do. Yes, go ahead and get your first 25 videos out the way. Just post them. Get it out the way. Get comfortable with the platform, learning different. Should you edit inside the app? Should you record? Back in the day, I used to be me as a coach as well, we used to be really big on if you should edit or if you should record your content inside the app. Just post your videos. Just post them, get them out the way. If you have a brand new account. Desiree said, whoo, 25. Yes, just get it out the way. Your introduction video. If you do not have this video, my God, we're going to talk about this. Your introduction video is where you're calling out your target audience, you're talking about their pain points, and you're sharing who you are and how you can help them. Everybody should have an introduction video, and you should have it pinned. This is on not Facebook. This is on, I don't know, can you do it on Facebook? I have to check that out. But this is for sure on Instagram and for sure on TikTok. Now, I want you to keep in mind, this video right here probably won't ever go viral, right? Because you're also including a call to action in this video, which we're going to talk about later, how important it is to do call to actions in your videos. But go ahead and make your introduction video. This is where you're selling yourself, your services to your target audience. If you're in ministry, this is where you're introducing yourself to them as well. Before you hit post, obviously you describe your video, you can hashtags, add the link and all that good stuff. But I want you to think about when you're describing your video, I want you to think about, yes, we're posting it and we want as many views as possible, obviously. But when you're writing your description or when you're writing your caption on Instagram, I want you to think about who is that one person you're talking to? And when you begin to think about that one person that you're talking to, the caption or the description becomes a little bit more personable. Oh, you can pin on Facebook. Thank you, Candace. Did not know that. You can pin your introduction video on Facebook. When you're writing your description or your caption, I think now on TikTok, you can do like 4,400 characters. Hey, do people read your description, your caption on TikTok? Not as much as they do on Instagram. But you can also use this opportunity to do what? Use your SEO hacks. using those keywords. And when you think of keywords, I know we're going back, but when you think of keywords, think of words that people are using to look up things. If I'm dealing with depression, I might go onto TikTok and key in, what does depression look like? If your video is about how to overcome depression, then obviously in your caption and your description, you want to talk about, you want to use words like, if you're wondering, what does depression looks like? This is how you get your videos to index. As far as hashtags, there's a lot of debate on how many hashtags you should use. My rule of thumb is anywhere between 3 and 5. 3 and 5. TikTok is having some serious issues with hashtags and banning hashtags. People have gotten smart. They'll use a common hashtag but have really nasty things behind it. Until TikTok can really hash out what they got going on with hashtags, stick with 3 to 5. And they don't have to be as broad. Stay away from things like FYP and what is it, FYF, for you feed. Stay away from those type of hashtags. This is what I'm most excited about. Talking about outdated TikTok methods. I was scrolling on TikTok a few weeks ago, and just all the bad information that's out there. I was like, oh my goodness. We're going to go over some of the outdated TikTok methods that you have picked up, habits that you've picked up, or things that people are telling you and they're just outdated. Okay? Please, for the love of Christ, do not hop on the follow for follow trains. And where you see the follow for follow trains is a lot of times you see it on Facebook and Facebook groups where somebody will say, hey, I want to see some new followers. The post seems real innocent, right? And everybody get to drop in their username. And it seems innocent, it seems cool. You get this large growth, but most of the time these people are not interested in your content. When they see it, they keep scrolling. They don't like, comment, share. Now, will it hurt you to have a large amount of followers and very bad engagement? No, but we want people following us because they want to hear what we genuinely have to say. That's so outdated. Posting, and I know some of you guys are like, whew, thank you. I don't have to post that many times. Posting 3 to 5 times a day. You do not have to do that. I strongly discourage, do not do that because it causes burnout. And I've gone through it so many times. And well, we'll talk about what you should do instead. Spamming in comments. All right, this is cringy. If you guys are still doing it, please stop. Spamming in comments is basically begging people to purchase from you, watch your content. You're on other people's live saying cringy stuff. Like, it's so outdated. Again, using the FYP. And here's the big one. Using trending sounds. Ooh, trending sounds? Yes. And so when I say trending sounds, using it as it being an outdated method, I'm not saying don't use a song that is trending. I'm saying using a trending sound in hopes that you'll go viral. Oh, I'm going to use this trending song to help boost views. I'm going to use this trending song because it is going to make the algorithm happy. You guys, no. If you've been posting for a while on the platform, you probably should scroll through your videos now because a ton of your videos are muted. A ton of my videos are muted because copyright issue. No. Is it copyright? Is it called copyright issues? I forgot what brand yanked all of their music off of the TikTok platform. MGM, I believe. I think it is copyrighted issues that they're running into. Copyright infringement, thank you. Don't go chasing trending sounds just for the sake of, oh, this can help me out. All right, if you like the song, then post it. But here are some things that I do want you guys to start implementing in your strategy. And instead of focusing on quantity, I want you to focus on creating quality content. Quality content means that you might actually have to take some time and think about what you're posting. You might actually have to put some effort into it. Storytelling. You guys, storytelling. I was watching this pastor's TikTok, and every time he posts, he draws me in because he has learned how to do storytelling. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Storytelling is what's going to take your content to the next level. Posting original content. And the reason why that is there is because back in the day, we used to tell you guys to duet videos. It don't work anymore. TikTok has clearly stated that they only want original content from you guys. And they want you to go live. Woo. They want you to go live. You do need 1,000 followers to go live. Unless you have a business account, then you can go live. With going live, you guys, even with Instagram, you can practice. They have this feature now where you can practice before going live. I like to go live to talk to my community, to get to know them better, to see what's going on with them. Oftentimes, I know going live seems cringy, right? But how else can you get to know your community? Can they get to know you? Of course, I can watch a 30-second video that you post, but it's when you go live, when you really get to jump in the trenches with them, is what they used to say. I oftentimes will create a list of things to talk about. How many of you guys go live currently? Is there anybody on here that goes live? Now, sometimes it can be dead going live. Sometimes it's just you and 2 other people in there. And the amazing part about it is, even if it's just 2 people in there, you still get the opportunity to talk to them. You still get the opportunity to share the good news with them and talk to them about God. I said this the other day. Hold on a second. Desiree said, no, ma'am. I said this the other day, and let me sit up so I can say this. It blows my mind how witches and warlocks and all this witchcraft that goes on TikTok Live, people, they spend hours performing witchcraft and casting spells and all of this shenanigan stuff. And I'm talking about when you just sit back and look, they have thousands of people on their live watching them, commenting, sending them money. And I said to myself, how cool will it be? How awesome would it be if the women and the men of God that has called us to social media, if we was to get together and go live and just pray, or just for hours, or just talk to the people about God for hours? Just imagine the transformation. When I mentioned earlier, hey Adriana, when I mentioned earlier about people not using social media or taking it serious, this is what I mean. You guys, our babies are at stake. They're sitting here. My niece, she is attached to her phone, and she loved watching little crazy stuff. And I was sharing with my mom about it, and she said that one day she was just paying attention to what my niece was looking at, and you see all this crazy stuff, and you don't really know a lot of times the intent behind it. You guys, I know going live seems scary and a little nerve-wracking, but once you start doing it, just like anything else in life, once you start doing it, it gets better. People start looking for you. Your community starts looking for you to show up. That's why a lot of these people now on TikTok, you hop on there and they have thousands of people, is because they built that consistency of going live. Also, too, if you run a business, you're gonna do it. If you run a business, this is an easy way to make money. I have a guy friend who, he is a DJ, and he goes on TikTok Live for 2 hours, and he has a schedule like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and he just plays music. It ain't even all that good. I can say that, he's my friend. And you guys, people just sends him cash out. I don't know if they're bored. Clearly you can go listen to music somewhere else, but they listen to him on live, just play music, and they send him cash outs. All right. So if you have a business, definitely go live on TikTok. Whether, like my mom, she sews, mom, you can go on there, even if you don't want to talk. And I know I'm gonna spend a lot of time on going live, but that's how important it is. There is space for absolutely, Leslie. Absolutely. Vicky says, I've gone live when my pastor is closing his message and the spirit is gone to the next level. And yes, people have texted me to go live. Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys, if you're in ministry, if you're on the media team, go live at your church. If that's what the Holy Spirit is calling you to do, Absolutely. Moving on, using the TikTok features. The reason why I have that on here because there is this, and it's worth mentioning, there is this thing where people are talking about creating longer content, longer form of content. So so TikTok doesn't want to be known anymore for the short form video, just posting 10, 15 seconds, what they're known for, right? TikTok is, and what's behind that is they are having a hard time monetizing. They're trying to get brands to purchase ads, but it's kind of hard to put ads in front of us because one, we are aware when we see an ad. And what's the first thing we do when we see an ad? Scroll. So TikTok now is encouraging people to create 5-10 minute videos. And they want you to do it horizontal, like the YouTube style. I'm not saying do it, but I'm not saying don't do it. I've seen people with huge success posting 3 minute or longer videos. I have not had any success. Currently, what's working for me is 15 seconds or less, despite what everyone is telling you on the platform. I will say this, I want you guys to repurpose your content. If you have stuff on YouTube, just put it on TikTok and see and test and see what type of growth you get from it. TikTok is all about testing. If you're not, moving on, if you're not doing this, Crystal says her church goes live as well. Do you guys only go live on Facebook? Because I noticed that a lot of churches only go live on Facebook. Do you guys go live on TikTok as well? YouTube. See if you can mix. We're all waiting for the day where you can stream one platform and it goes to all other platforms. We haven't got there yet. But what I do encourage you, and I learned this from Leslie over there at Rock City. I did learn though, if the content that you're streaming on Facebook or YouTube, if you're able to download that video, and you guys, I'm losing my voice. If you're able to download that video, then go ahead and upload it on TikTok, okay? We want to work smart, not hard. If you're already creating content on another platform, post it on TikTok. So right now we're going to stop because I feel my voice going out. And we're going to stop, and I don't want to answer any questions that you guys might have in regards to getting started on TikTok. And we're going to do something fun in just a second. Any questions, put it in the chat.
I guess I'll ask the first question.
Come on, girl.
Okay, so my question is, it's around, you just said, we talked about repurposing content. What is the best way to cut, or best app to cut your content to repurpose it? Because I know like some stuff that I record for YouTube may be 10 minutes, but let's just say I want to kind of use just the most interesting part of it to try to bait people, so to speak. I hate to say it like that because it just sounds so cringy, but to try to bait people. Have you found a really good way to actually cut the content to make it fit YouTube, to make it fit Instagram and TikTok?
Ooh, that's a good one. One, I like using CapCut because now CapCut has the desktop version. I'll put that in the chat for you guys. CapCut. Now the issue, and I know exactly what you're talking about, Leslie. The issue is when you're recording horizontal for YouTube, and when you try to make it is that what you're saying, right? When you try to make it vertical for TikTok, it loses its quality, and now the camera is super up. Is that what you're talking about, Leslie? Leslie.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. When you go from that horizontal to the vertical, how it, now you like got this little bitty small square, and it might be just this part of your face, or it looks grainy or what have you. It just loses quality.
It does. I have several answers to that question. One, if your YouTube video is is 10 minutes or less, just keep it the way that it is and post it on TikTok, because they're actually encouraging you to do that. That's one option. The second option, you have platforms or websites called Opus, OPUS clip.com, where they would take your long form content and they will divide it up into clips for you. And they will adjust the quality for you as well. Now, is it perfect? No, but it's come a long way. Opus Clips, OPUS clips.com. And there's another one. You're welcome. There is another one. I cannot think of it. It'll come to me in a minute and I'll put it in the chat box for you. But there are platforms who would do that for you. Also, you guys, when I'm thinking about it, use, if you can, use the website repurpose.io. It is a little bit of a learning curve. But what repurpose.io does for you is you can set it up where, for an example, you can take your TikToks and it automatically, all right, we're talking about working smart, not hard. It automatically posts on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube shorts for you automatically. We're taking that one piece of content. And Leslie, if I'm not mistaken, repurpose.io takes your long form content and cut it up as well. I just don't think the quality is as good as some of the other platforms. Repurpose, and I'll put it in the chat for you guys. Repurpose.io. Are you guys learning anything? Are you guys learning anything? Let me know in the chat for me.
Oh.
So next is, and we are going to spend I won't breeze through this because I do want to spend a good amount of time on crafting engaging content, okay? Because this is what's really important. This is what's going to draw your audience in. Crafting, and my computer just died. Crafting engaging content. So first, everybody has heard this, hooks. All right, creating engaging hooks. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now. So when TikTok first started, you know, the whole 3 ways why you should read this book, you guys, that doesn't work anymore. People are tired of your 3 ways. Okay. But when you're thinking about your hook, it's really like, what can I say? What statement can I put out there first to hook someone to? Because you gotta think about it, when we're scrolling on TikTok, we're scrolling like very fast. And so you want to make sure you're saying something to get someone to stop. All right. And I'm going to give you an example. So let's just say, okay, for those who are in ministry, Miss Vicky, you're in ministry. And let's say you want to talk about, your video for today is about Paul. Paul. All right. And your video is about how God changed Saul's name to Paul. All right. And so instead of your video starting off with, okay, you guys, hi, my name is Miss Vicky, and today I want to talk about, how God changed Saul's name to Paul. Within 2 seconds, people are going to scroll. Okay. So I highly encourage you guys to skip out the formalities, introducing yourself and, hi, I'm this and I'm that. Just get straight to the point. Okay. Get straight to the point. And so don't get me wrong, the hook, I want to talk about how God changed Saul's name to Paul. Like, I mean, it's a hook, right? But I'm gonna ask you guys this: which hook sounds better? Have you ever thought about changing your name? See the difference?
Yeah.
See the difference? Mm-hmm. Or do you wish you can change your name sometime? Have you ever grew up, but people keep reminding you of who you used to be? You see how that hook is way more powerful than the first one. And don't get me wrong, it does take time to develop good hooks. But when you're creating content, I want you to slow down. Okay, I want you to slow down for a little bit and ask yourself, like, will this really hook somebody in? Or is there another way I can say this? Oftentimes when I'm creating content, and I'm getting ahead of myself, I ask God, what do you want me to say to your people? And I promise you, when you start asking God, when you start inviting him into your content planning, he shows up. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so I have met with or worked with so many clients who say, I don't know where to start. I don't even know what type of content to post, or I'm running out of ideas. This method right here would never, ever allow you to run out of ideas, okay? It will keep you grounded and rooted when it comes down to content. And this is your content pillars, okay? Think of your content pillars as your stepping stones. I think that's the word I want to use, your foundation, okay? You can have as many foundation stones as you want. I wouldn't go past 3 because that can be really confusing on when someone goes to your platform. Choosing 3 is a really good place to be. So for an example, my content pillars, right, is social media, TikTok, business, and Christ. Those are the pillars that when you go to my page, those are the three things that you're going to see me talking about. Now, I might deviate from that. I might show you a video of my life or something like that. But for the most part, people know when they come to my page, they know exactly what they're going to get. When I go to Candace Brown, when I go to her page, I know exactly what I'm going to get when I go to her page. She is going to be sharing inspirational content. So when you write down your content pillars, it's like a guide, okay? And so when you start creating content for your content pillars, I highly encourage you to stay within these 5 buckets: evergreen content, entertaining, educational, encouraging, and emotional content. This is how you're able to create an unlimited amount of content. So a lot of times when we're creating content, we're like trying to think of new things to talk about. When you literally can take one content pillar, so for me it is, we'll use TikTok. And I use these buckets. I can take TikTok and make evergreen content. And what evergreen content is content that is constant. It remains fresh and is relevant. So what my evergreen content is for TikTok is I'm always talking about how to create content, any new features that are going on the platform, things that are outdated. This is just content that you can just talk about off the back of your head. You know it inside and out. If you're in ministry, you're creating videos and you're coming from scriptures. You're teaching about prayer. It's the foundation of whatever it is, right? So the next one is entertaining. So, and I'm gonna give you guys a better example in just a second. So when I think about TikTok, okay, is one of my content pillars. Creating entertaining content might be, I might post entertaining video. I might post a video where I'm being funny and I'm talking about how the algorithm sucks. Okay, ha ha ha. It's entertaining, you understand. I'm making light of it. I'm having fun. Or I might do a trending video where you might see me, a transitional video, sorry. That's entertaining. Okay, and I might say something about TikTok. That's entertaining. Educational is where I might host a workshop. And this time I might, I just thought of something. For those who are like in the educational space, you should absolutely be hosting challenges, workshops, any one day VIPs on social media for free for your audience. Okay. Encouraging content. All right. Encouraging. This is where you're motivating people, you're uplifting them. So I might create a video about TikTok about, hey, you guys, I understand that TikTok, you're not seeing the views. Matter of fact, I posted this not too long ago. I was sharing with people about how I had a video to hit 64 million views. But that video was like number 436 video. So had I quit after 435, I would have never hit the 90, what was it, the 60 some million video, 60 million something view video. So that was an encouraging post to continue to go on to push forth on TikTok. That's an encouraging video. Emotional. Now, emotional is a lot of times is, and I'm gonna give you guys some examples in just a second, is when you're sharing your testimonies, when you're sharing transformation, that something that God has done for you, something that's going on in your life, when you're taking people through a journey. And you guys, the crazy thing is when you start creating content based on these buckets, it's easier to storytell, to tell a story. Okay. So you're taking us through a journey. So Leslie, with you being in school, emotional content where you're talking about women's spirituality, you can even do a day in your life and do a voiceover, and you're just sharing with us like how hard it is to be a Black woman in America trying to live in the 21st century and having to deal with life and trying to be a woman of God. That's an emotional content. I can relate to that. It's going to draw me in. Do that make sense, Leslie? Desiree, I heard you say that you said you want to start a podcast, but you want to use TikTok for the video content of it. Street, what did you call it? Street, I forgot what you call it. Being able to connect and share those testimonies and those stories of transformation is really going to build your community and increase the engagement of your content. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? I said this was going to be a 90-minute workshop, and I'm going to stay true to my word. Do we have any questions? You guys are more than welcome to come on the mic.
I have a question. First, I want to say for having this. It's really good. It's very helpful. Is it okay to like share other people's content, download the video and share it on your TikTok?
Ooh, so that's a good question. Now, two things. Now, if you are in any of the TikTok programs, like it used to be called the content, no, it used to be called TikTok Creator Program, you would get banned from that program if you share. That's if you're in any of those programs. Case in point, I'm gonna tell you, everybody know what's her name? Teresa Tisa.
Oh,
She was in the TikTok creator program, and because she re-uploaded her own content, it was already posted on TikTok. She re-uploaded it and she got kicked out of the program, which is why she didn't make any money. And this woman went ultra viral sharing her stories. What I would do though is I wouldn't necessarily upload someone else's content. What I would do is I would use it as green screen and use it as a green screen, like either the still picture or the video green screen, and either you pop in and out talking, sharing your thoughts or comments. Do that make sense? You know what I'm talking about?
that makes sense. That's good. And one last that makes sense. Thank you. And one last question. You have to have 10,000 followers, right, to be in that creative program that you're talking about, right?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Yes, unless they change the name of it. Actually, yes, you do. As of right now, you do need 10,000 followers to be on that program. Candace, I've seen quite a bit of your content. May I give you some suggestions?
Sure.
If I were you, I would start creating content outside of your place of residence. I would take it outdoors. I would go to the mall. I would try some different forms of content.
When you say different forms, what do you mean, like lifestyle?
Yes, lifestyle, cooking videos, you getting dressed, you going to church, doing voiceovers.
Okay.
I would definitely use green screen. Just try different formats and see if you see an uptick in your engagement.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Any more questions? Thank you, Candace. Any more other questions? If not, we're going to move on. We're actually going to skip the content pillars because, again, I want to keep my word and get you guys out in the next 17 minutes. But right here, what I was going to initially ask you guys to do is and so if you guys can put it in the comments, that'll work just as well. If you guys could think about your content pillars or what you want your content pillars to be, if you can just put them in the chat box as we go along, that'll be really great. I'll be really grateful if you could do that for me. And it's okay if you just have 2 or 1, but I personally wouldn't go over 3. Just put your content pillars in the chat for me. Christ, health, and lifestyle. That's good. And so as you guys are thinking about it, I'm going to move on to the last section section that we have for today while you guys are thinking about your content pillars. Maintaining your presence. I don't know about you guys, but I am busy, and I know you're busy as well. And one of the things that I've noticed that a lot of people, lifestyle and Jesus, yes. A lot of people say like, oh man, I don't want to get started and can't keep it up. Or I don't want to get burnt out. Or you start and you're on this good path, right? You're posting and then you just fall off. We're going to talk about all these things. Strategic planning. Oh man, strategic planning. You guys, strategic planning, I kid you not, is going to be one of the best ways to help maintain your presence on the platform, on any social media platform. I know before I used to get super overwhelmed because, oh man, I have to post on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Pinterest, LinkedIn. Thank you. Thank you, iPhone. Strategic planning. And first and foremost, when it comes down to strategic planning, I said this earlier, asking God, inviting God into your strategic planning, asking Him, what do He want you to talk about? What do He want you to post? What do He want you to say? Strategic planning means inviting God into your content planning. I'm just going to say it. You guys, if to take these platforms seriously, you have to be serious about it. Meaning you have to schedule a day to plan your content. You have to schedule a day to record content. A lot of times we like to just fly by. Oh, if I have time, I'll record, I'll post. But honestly, by doing that, what's the word I'm looking for? It puts you at a disadvantage. One, you're not allowing God to use you. And then two, you're not showing up for your community the way that you could be. Pick a day. I don't care what day it is. If it's just 30 minutes, what's 30 minutes? If it's just 30 minutes, an hour, pick a day. And not only that, you guys, I had to go a step further. I had to put it on my calendar. Because if it's on my calendar, I commit to it. Commit to it. Put it on your calendar. Every Tuesday at 6:30, I'm going to sit down at my computer and I'm going to pray to God. I'm going to ask Him, what type of content do He want me to create? For some of us, you might say, hey, I'm going to spend 30 minutes on Monday writing what I'm going to create. And then I'm going to spend 45 minutes on Thursday morning actually creating the content. This is the easiest way to maintain your presence is by planning and putting things on your calendar. I had one of my coaches told me, she said, Charity, if you have to share your calendar invite with someone to hold you accountable, do it. How committed are you? How committed are you to the vision that God has given you? Building your community. Wait, how does this help me with maintaining my presence? When you start to build your community, they become the word just flew out my mind, your accountability partner. Your community becomes your accountability partner. They are counting on you to show up. You have to be consistent. You have to respond to people. I call them responding to your early fans. Have you guys ever posted and you notice every time you post, there's somebody, the same person respond every time? They comment under your video every time. Respond to them. Talk to them. Make them feel good. Ask them open-ending questions. That's a trick. That's a long-standing trick on TikTok. When someone comments under my video, I might simply just ask them, hey, how are you doing? Because I want to know, one, how are you doing? And then two, what happens when they see that, how are you doing? They come back and respond under that video. And now we're increasing engagement. Empathize with their pain point. So if you're dealing with women who are depressed or who are abused, empathizing with their pain point. Talk about what they're dealing with. Create inside jokes. You guys, they're like, well, one, we know why Beyonce is Beyonce, but the Beehive, they go hard for Beyonce because they like being called the Beehive. The Swifties, they do not play when it comes to Taylor brands. It was a while back, I used to call my community business besties. And so when I would it does make it personable. When I would make videos, I would start off with business besties. I had a t-shirt that said business besties. And you guys, my community felt like they was a part of something. They felt a sense of belonging simply because I called them business besties. And when I would send them emails, what's up, girl? What's up? This is how you build a community. With the exception of LinkedIn, because I haven't checked it, but every social media platform, if you read their mission statement, guess what is it about? It is about community. Owning your story. What makes you unique? What makes you different? I used to be really ashamed that I am a geek for information. I love data. You guys, I use that to my advantage now. It is what makes me different. It is what makes me unique. It is why brands pays me thousands of dollars because the ability that I have to analyze data and use it. What makes you unique? What makes you different? What have you gone through? What have God have brought you through? Adriana, baby girl, God bless you with a whole kidney. That is your story. There is somebody out there waiting to hear about your testimony. Let your audience in on your journey. Leslie, as you were talking about, you're going through school, let people in on your journey. Let people see what you're doing. Embrace the highs and the lows. I'm oftentimes, right, especially like on Facebook and Instagram, what do we always want to do? We want to tell the world about our highs, but we don't necessarily share our lows. But what I have learned is I connect with a lot of people when they are being honest and transparent about their lows. Now, I'm not telling you guys to tell everybody your business. There are some things that just don't belong on social media. There are some things that I've seen girls put stuff on social media and it blocked them from getting a job. Use discernment and have common sense, but share a little bit of your lows. What it was like waiting, Adriana, for 5 years on a kidney on the transplant list. Baby, people will empathize with you on that one, girl. Waiting for your blessings. Woo! Let me stop. Adriana probably like, girl, you telling all my business. I am. Build your community. And this is going to help you maintain your presence on the platform. Last thing in regards to maintaining your presence, and you guys, we're getting ready to wrap it up. Giving call to actions is so important. Telling people what to do. And I know this sounds bad what I'm about to say, but people want to be told what to do. So tell them what to do. At the end of every single video, give a call to action. Whether it is follow me for more, like this video, share this video with a friend. Whether it is, hey, Jonna, did you see what my mom wrote? Whether it is you're trying to get people to click that link in your bio, give a call to action. Give a call to action. Tell people what to do. Even if it's just, hey, I want you to read with me Romans chapter 6. Give a call to action. Don't ever finish a video without doing that. I'm guilty of it. Give a call to action. In terms of a ban, and I said we was going to address this, the reason why you want to give a call to action, especially for those who are already creating content, you already have a community, you're seeing a little bit of traction, you're not growing. I want you to start thinking about how can you move your followers, your fans, to either another platform or to your own email list. Now, a lot of people, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people don't go from TikTok, oh, I'm gonna follow her on Instagram. It happens. It happens. But a lot of people don't. Even with that, you have to be strategic with moving people from TikTok over to Instagram or TikTok to YouTube. But let me tell you what works. It is a proven method time after time, getting people into an email list. The thing is, I love social media. I stand on it all day long, but we don't own these platforms. TikTok might decide, I don't like Adriana anymore. I'm going to block her. I'm going to delete her account. TikTok may decide, Instagram may decide, I don't like Crystal. I'm just going to building an email list is yours. Getting people off these platforms into your email list strengthens your community. You own an email list. And I know we're talking about social media, but if a ban was to happen, I'm okay. I'm okay because guess what, you guys? I've been working on my email list. This is how I'm able to communicate with my community. And so this is just something else as your coach. This is something else I just want to drop in your spirit to be thinking about. How can I move these people? Even if you have 200 people, right? If you have 200 followers on TikTok, how can I move these people off of TikTok into my own community? If you're not ready for an email list, Facebook groups. Facebook groups is a really good place to host your community. Any questions there? And I feel my voice going out. Any questions about maintaining your presence? With moving people off your platform to another platform, it's simply like, hey, if you want more inside tips or tricks, or if you want to hear more of my podcast, join my email list. It's in the link in my bio. Or if you're moving them over to your broadcast, excuse me, because some of us have broadcasts on Instagram. You want to promote it in a sense. When you're giving your call to action, you want people to feel like they'll be able to get more if they come off the platform and follow you. And a lot of times you don't have to come up with anything fancy, right? You don't have to. If you want to offer a lead magnet, a freebie, like a checklist, a checklist, an ebook, you can create all of this for free inside of Canva if you want to do that. But sometimes it's just a simple, hey, if you want more information, join my Facebook group where I share more details. And that's I want you, and honestly, if you're not at that level yet, that's fine, right? But it is something I want you to be thinking about. It's something that I want you to be thinking about. All right, you guys. So I did tell you 5 more minutes and we'll be completely done. I did tell you at the beginning of this workshop that I will be offering you an opportunity to work with me. I need you guys just to stay to the very end because we're almost done. It won't take long. Here is the opportunity to get to work with me. Are you ready to go on a journey of a lifetime? That sounds kind of corny, right? No, I love it. Are you ready to go on a journey of a lifetime? This is the first time ever, me releasing the Blueprint to Success coaching program. It is for pastors, visionaries, and church media team. It is a coaching program where we will work closely together. We will work closely. We're going to be best friends in this program. No more wondering how to start. No more feeling stuck and overwhelmed. No more sleepless nights because your account is not growing. And I just want to also throw in there too, this is not just for TikTok. This is for any social media account that you have and that you feel that God is calling you to. Fast track your success by working with someone, me, who has been where you are and can show you the easier, faster way to get the results you want. We all love to get where we're trying to go faster. In the coaching program, it is one-on-one coaching. It is individual coaching sessions. I can't talk. We'll be going over the missing link, going over the content creation code, growth strategies, AI for ministry. You guys, if you are sleeping on AI, some people are scared of AI. We're gonna dig deep into AI and how it really can help transform your ministry and your social media. We're gonna deep dive into your SEO hacks, and so much more. This is inside the individual coaching program. Also, too, in the program, we'll cover things like, y'all hear that dog? Mastering the essentials, building your social media foundation, content creation, engagement. If you are local, this is where we will meet up in person and I will work with you, like Leslie mentioned, record content for you, really guide you along the journey. This is Santana. She wrote me a beautiful review. I've worked, again, I shared with you guys earlier, I've worked with tons of clients who've had major success working with me. This is my first time hosting this type of high-level coaching. And so today, you can get all of this, and I think I have my slides backwards, but that's okay. You can get all of this. It is a 3-month coaching program for only $9.97. And it is, I have my slides backwards. This is why I don't teach perfection, because I'm not perfect at all. The program, there you'll get 9 45-minute coaching sessions, and it is spread out through 3 months. And so I do have several payment options for you guys. The one-time option, if you need to do a payment plan, you could do it 3 installments for $382. And if some of you guys are on here and you're like, hey, I really need her to come and do group consultations, I do offer that as well at a different price point. This is where I will go to your organization, your ministry, your church, and I would teach you guys in a group setting, social media as a whole. And so if any of you guys are interested in that, let me know. But other than that, I'm only offering the individual coaching sessions. It is a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you are not convinced after our first 2 sessions, if you're not convinced, if you're not seeing growth, if you're not seeing transformation, ask for a refund and I'll give it back to you. But that's how confident I am that you'll see the transformation that you're looking for. All right. Any questions? Any questions about the coaching program that you guys have? How do I start? After we end, you guys are going to receive an email. In the email, it's going to ask you to do it's going to ask you to do one thing. I'm going to ask you guys for feedback. I really need you guys to give me feedback, and I need you to be honest. You won't hurt my feelings. It is anonymous. I won't know who said what. I need you guys to answer the feedback because I need it. And then also in the email, if God pressing on your heart to work with me, you'll have in the email, it'll give you the opportunity to sign up for my coaching program. Is there any questions about today? And again, if you decide not to work with me, that is totally fine. I still thank you. I am still here to support you. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a DM on any social media platform. It's CharityRogers_, or send me an email. You guys have my email. And that is all that I have for you guys. Yay! I'm gonna stop